Back in Gujarat, first of all, that's a good news, right? Uh, we are at a very different location. This is probably one of the very few, um, not just, I mean, I would say very few, probably one of the only locations in India where you'll find something very, very interesting. Behind you, there is a small hill. Looks an ordinary hill, but it is an extraordinary hill. Looks small because its height is small, but the height is small from here. And you might think that it just gets over here. However, this end of this hill is in Gujarat. The other end of this hill is in Rajasthan. And the total width of this hill is not more than 20 meters. But the length of this hill is about 4 to 5 kilometers. So this is a ridge. We saw similar ridges yesterday in the afternoon, right? And I told you that there is a series of such ridges. These ridges extend right from Chitrasani in Gujarat, from this place Dongarpura, and up to Kui in Rajasthan. Now these ridges are very, very interesting. The interesting part about these ridges is their composition. The rock that you see, it will be very difficult to break. You might be able to break just a few weathered samples. This rock is known as fault breccia. Fault breccia. Why is it known as a fault breccia? Because it is found along a fault line. This series of ridges, ek pachi ek badi ridges hoy. So they represent a crack in the earth's crust. Now why this crack? Why did this crack happen? Why did the fault happen? It happened because of the intrusion of granitic magma. All this Abu Massif that you see, that is made up of granite, that intruded, and when something intrudes, there will be cracks, right? And then along the cracks there will be what? Movement, and because of movement there will be friction. Because of this friction and because of the heat associated with the friction, the rocks which are near the crack, they just got baked up. Baking it, खबर है? Baking, it's actually beyond metamorphism. It is baking. Metamorphism में थोड़ी घनी तुमने राहत होय, आमा काई नहीं, right? It is point blank shooting, blitzkrieg, right? It doesn't give you any time. So the rocks simply got baked up, and when they get baked up, you will not be able to recognize क्या आमा सूच है. For example, apple pie. I guess a lot of you might have tasted apple pie. Apple pie, जरा टेस्ट करो ત્યારે ખબર પડે કે એપલ ની બનેલી છે, બરાબર? બાકી એમ ક્યાં એપલ ના પીસીસ ને બધું ન દેખાતું હતું. It is like this. The rock simply got baked up, and we will not be able to determine the composition of this rock. It's very hard to determine. At least you will not be able to find out કે એમાં feldspar છે, quartz છે, શું છે, mica છે, કાંઈ નહીં. Yes, but under the microscope, and very specialized microscopes such as the scanning electron microscope, you are able to identify one very special mineral. The name of that mineral is pitch blende. Pitchblende. I repeat, pitchblende. Pitch blende is the principal ore of uranium. Chemical formula U3O8. Right? Now you might be thinking કે લે આ યુરેનિયમ છે, રેડિયોએક્ટિવ છે, તો એના લોકો અહીંયા જીવે છે કેમ? It is a less radioactive isotope of uranium, right? And besides, uranium is in the compound form. It's an oxide, it's not pure uranium, right? Which is why there is no clear and present danger. Okay? Yes, it can be extracted. Whether it can be used, put to use or not, we don't know. But yes, there is a team, there is an entire research team, and they have an entire station in Mount Abu, Baba Atomic Research Center. And those guys are doing some work over here. Baba, not Baba. BARC, Baba Atomic Research Center, station in Mount Abu. They are doing some work over here. Right? So this is the explanation for this, right?